Sasha's journey had been one of emotional reckoning and growth. While her activism had always been the cornerstone of her identity, she began to see it in a new light. Her work with youth advocacy expanded into organizing workshops for children of divorced parents, where she shared her story and the lessons she had learned along the way. It was incredibly rewarding, yet deeply challenging. With each session, Sasha faced her own unresolved anger and grief, but instead of running from it, she confronted it head-on. Her approach to advocacy shifted. No longer was she focused solely on protesting or fighting for causes from a place of anger. Instead, she became an advocate for healing, emphasizing the importance of mental health awareness, emotional well-being, and family support systems. Sasha began collaborating with mental health professionals, organizing talks and events that addressed emotional healing from the trauma of family separation. Through this work, Sasha came to terms with her own past. She began seeing her parents not as the villains of her story, but as people who were struggling with their own issues. Forgiveness didn't come easily, and it wasn't instantaneous, but it began to take root in Sasha's heart. She realized that by forgiving her parents, not for their sake but for hers, she was giving herself the freedom to move forward. A pivotal moment in her journey came when she sat down with her father after years of avoidance. Their conversation was long and emotionally charged, filled with unspoken words and raw emotions. Sasha's father admitted that he had failed her, but he also expressed regret for not being there when she needed him most. It wasn't a perfect conversation, but it was a breakthrough. Sasha finally felt the burden of resentment lift, knowing that she no longer had to carry that weight. She could move forward, not with hatred, but with understanding. As Sasha continued to work with young people, she felt herself becoming more grounded. She no longer sought validation from her causes, but found fulfillment in the small moments of connection with the children she mentored. Watching them heal and grow brought her peace, and she learned to extend that same compassion to herself. Though the road was long and filled with setbacks, Sasha realized that her journey was not just about fixing the world. It was about learning to accept her own imperfections. She no longer felt the need to prove herself to anyone. The strength she had always been known for was no longer about fighting for causes outside of herself. It was about fighting for her own peace and happiness.